The counter clock is running. It says we are 7 seconds in. I wonder how long it takes. Go to tube.
Telling.
Go to tube. Hello, Internet. It's me and George again today. Everybody else failed to respond timely. I don't see me and I don't remember how to see me. Let's go to my channel. View your channel. There it is. Live. Ripley and Newt. I gave up on all other coherent thoughts. Links in the description. We got 2 more
Pardon me?
subscribers, George. We got 2 more subscribers since yesterday.
Wow. One's your mom. Too bad we can't know. I don't know who the other one is.
Oh no, she was already subscribed years ago.
Oh, okay. Wow,
There
wow,
are
wow.
2 perfectly wonderful strangers out in the world who need to type a comment or something and become one of the inarticulates. And then we can all voice together. And we'll say, do you even Discord, bruh? Because we don't have the time, the money, the energy to set up the big comm-miew-ih-ee open to the public Discord servers and do all that masterful stuff. We just have to do it the hard way and make friends and send invites to each other. And we'll fill up that whole bar on the left. We'll figure something out. We'll do magic. Thank you very much, 2 subscribers out in the world. Oh, that eye looks like a pipe. I forgot about that. In the title, I said 10/10. I reckon, thinking Sling Blade. My mind was flipping around. So I just did stuff in the description. It has links. I said first I was going to start with Aliens 1986. Everybody should know it by now. Have you seen Aliens, George?
Bits and pieces.
Oh my gosh, you are uncultured. You must get a hold of the whole thing. Deluxe specials, director's cuts, ultimate cuts, whatever. Any version will do except for the TV versions. Those are horrible. Edited for time and content. George Hint sent what looks like a rotting chocolate chip cookie emoji. What is that thing, George?
It's a bear.
In the chat?
Yeah. Oh, that one. It looks like a, kind of a
Oh.
angry what the hell face.
Uh-oh. Some genius was able to zoom the chat. And then guess what?
Orange
Main
face,
chat
orange,
will
raised
not
eyebrow.
unzoom. Close chat. Close chat. Docs. Chat. Please come back. Welcome to chat. What the heck is that thing? You're about to zoom it again. The one you typed in chat.
Is called a face dash orange dash raised dash eyebrow.
Oh. Very cool. The AI bot says that I should listen to pop music. The Duke Tar finger picking girl looks too young to make comments about. Very good. Very nice. Too young to even look at. You fine young person playing a guitar. Make beautiful music. So that the whole internet may enjoy. Aliens, 1986. Mostly they come at night. Mostly. 10 out of 10. Perfect. Find it. You can click it here or in the link, but that way you got to buy it. The shootout. No, that's not the best shootout. Heat. The
Well,
second version. Al Pacino.
Donut Operator dropped a new video yesterday or today.
Does it have aliens?
Well, I guess you could. I mean, it was the subject not only shook off at least 4 shots from a taser, 3 shots from mace, shook off 3 cops when they tried to pin him down, 2 blasts from was it 2 or 3 blasts from a beanbag out of a 12 gauge, but he didn't shake off the full metal jackets.
Don't call people subject. Just saying.
Question.
Donut operator. This one, 20 hours ago.
I think so.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
It's not coming up as fast as you're saying it. Yeah,
Yeah,
right there. Sovereign citizen.
those people make me sad. I understand where they're coming from and why they're coming from. See, the previous videos, I'm not I'm not going that deep today. So, dude walked
I agree
through.
and disagree with their policy, their what they're trying to say.
Right, me too. I mean, I can understand where they're coming from. I am all about. We were promised some forms of freedoms and lack of. I don't want to go deep today, but we'll go this deep. Declaration of Independence text. It's something that we're not really going deep. We're just studying these silly things that children of long ago wrote in crayons.
But every time someone parks where there's striped lines so that handicaps can move around and they park right on those striped lines because they don't want to bother trying to find a parking space or walking. I want to run their car over with a steamroller. Or you
In a
get
video
the
game. Yeah.
handicap, they're parking in handicap parking, and are they handicapped nor do they have the proper placard or license plate to park there. Considering how many years I had to hobble from non-handicap parking in till I was able to see a doctor to get my handicap placard.
Yeah.
And I want. It would be nice if I forgot what comedian had it. Is if you had what's called a dumbass missile. Oh yeah, it was Bill Engvall. You know, if you're on the highway and someone does a stupid thing, you send out this missile, it hits them, knocks them out, pulls their car over to safely the road, and they wake up. Oh, I must have been a dumbass.
I guess we should. No, I'm not going to go that deep. Did you see the blue highlighted section? Has it caught up with the screens? Sorry, my ear got a serious itch in it. And accordingly, all experience hath shewn that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. And forms they mean governments, which means we are going to suffer as we have since the first election and forevermore will. Choosing, it's spelled up here funny somewhere, of the lesser evils, and then abdicating all of our everything to them, patting them on the back occasionally, but mostly just whining, complaining, and blaming them because we voted you to save the world. It's all your fault. So that's one part. Oh gosh, I know.
Anybody that blames all the issues on a single president, and that's including Democrats, Republicans, and Tea Party independents, so forth, doesn't know how our government works. Now, if you want to go during that administration, the Congress did this, and he signed it. Well, okay, then he can say it's his fault because he didn't veto it. It's just
Being annoyed by computers. No, no. Side, please. No. Try again. $1. Side, please. So why, if you are that sized, there it is. Find agents. We need phrase not found. Agent. Find multi. Oh, it's because it's officers. Here's the problem. He has erected, he being the bad King George, not the good King George that's on the tubes right now. Built what we call a deep or administrative state and staffed them and sent them running around all of us. Swarms of them. All these good dogs. Good law dogs. Good everything else. And eat out our substance. He is a government on Ocean Away in 1776. And he is how many employees does the federal government of the U.S. have? Oh, approximately 2.95 million. There's 2.95 million of those jokers up there. In their many offices, in their many different labelings and titles of officers. that simply harass us and eat out our substance. And especially when they're just picking on the poor, broken sovereign citizen types. As long as it's not happening to me, I don't care. I mean, all experience hath shewn that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable, which means we will suffer collectively as long as it doesn't include me. When it comes down to me, then I'm gonna stand around talking about, wait a minute, time for abolishment. Bye bye. Otherwise, we'll just keep voting the lesser of two evils, and these poor, misguided souls will keep doing the S word on the side. I think that's how a way we can say it these days. YouTube, please list the banned verbiage and the acceptable alternatives, that so everybody knows what we're really meaning to say, but we just can't say it. Wink, wink, wink. I'm not gonna watch the video because donut operator might hurt my feelings. I already hear left ear, quack. Right ear, quack. There, I did it for you, donut operator. I believe this is what we call S word on the side by cop. It's a very common phrase in America. He hath given up. He hath suffered. But yes, I do. I understand where they come from. Like, why does it have to be so difficult? Because, sir, it does. Accept it. It's reality. Go get counseling. Counseling doesn't come out of the front of police toys. Get a grip. Or get ripped. Rip. Sorry, sir. Bye bye. And the rest of you on planet Earth, park better in your handicap spots for all the handicaps. The meme says, do better. I think that's enough React content, don't you, George? Do you have other thoughts on it?
No.
He's bug hunting. It's from Spanky and our gang, or the Little Rascals. One of the early ones, longer ones. But because I had aliens on the brain, and they were bug hunting, I thought, Spanky, Rascals, bug hunting. See if it's meme. Yes, it is. Spanky doing some bug hunting. It's a very good episode of Our Gang or The Little Rascals or whatever you want to call it. He's running around the house, smacking the house with a hammer because he's bug hunting.
Yeah, that's the one where the kid that plays Spanky's a toddler. I think in those episodes he's like 4 years old.
I don't know, he's tiny.
Yeah,
Oh, let's close that bug hunting. Aliens, we're
he's
bug
not
hunting.
he's not an infant. He's a toddler.
Sovereign citizens. There's other names for them, and I have been guilty of offending somebody by saying or asking. I thought I was legitimately asking, are you one of them sovereign citizen types? And I got highly offensed, and I had to walk it back and walk it back. I mean, you did the whole corporate this and that and free traveler. You're using keywords that set me off. I don't even remember what all the other Other names for sovereign. We're educating ourselves, internet. Citizens. Free men, that's it. Natural people. Private persons. Yes, 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 I get it. I
I don't want to be a private. I want to be a general person.
don't understand the terminology.
I know. Just making fun of it.
Oh, I want to be private, meaning I want to be left alone, especially because an amendment said it. I want to be free from harassment and unwarranted intrusion by everybody else, but especially the government. Gubby mint. Poor guy. He got something free from the government. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Just kidding. In a video game. Or you can
Quack,
say
quack.
he got set truly free. Yeah, put some quacks over my remarks. Thanks, donut
Quack,
operator.
quack. Quack, 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 quack.
Good job. Good job. Running live stream productions live in real time when we have discovered over 2 or 3 live streams with deep depth discussions yesterday about KBFF and why our programs are not developed to run on our computers. What shall we go back to? We shall go back to aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Sponsored. Play free on the desktop. Oh, no, thank you.
One talking about technology. One things I wish that
Your
Windows
audio cut
would.
in and out again. Start over. What'd you say?
I wish that Windows, when it comes to technology and going from Windows 10, 11, just go, okay, for Verizon, you need this generation of processor. For um, Intel, you need this generation of processor. Like if you go i3, you need at least 7th or 8th gen. If you got an i5, you need at least 7th. If you got an i7, you need at least this gen. And same thing. It would allow people to not accidentally, if they're especially if they can only afford like a used computer, one that's right there on the dividing line, and then it's not till you go into the BIOS and turn on the security thing, you find out, oh no, you can't use this because the security's too old. It's only 1.2, not 2.0. Because at one of them it says you need at least a 4 gigahertz processor to run Windows 11. But most laptops don't even go past 2 gigahertz of multi-stream thread processor.
Core, multi-threaded in each core. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, like I have an i5.
I heard I5 and then it glitched out again and went silent.
No, I was talking fairly quiet. I was getting to the specs of my computer.
Oh, okay.
An i5, I'm guessing it's 4th generation because it's a 4570 processor. It's a 4-core processor. Run 64-bit operating.
Your audio's bouncing in and out again.
Hold on. If I can't.
Sorry. Aliens, aliens, aliens. Get away from her, you B-word. You witch.
Is it any better now?
Yep.
Okay.
In the pipe, 5x5.
It's like I said, four core processor, and I think it's 4 or 8 threads per core. But because the security in the BIOS is only a 1.2, and you can't upgrade the BIOS anymore, it will not run Windows 11. Other than that, I know I have enough memory. I have 32 gig memory, 1 terabyte hard drive SSD, 8 gig of GPU memory. You would think it could run Windows 11, but it's that one little snag that I think it's called TS something, Transit Security something. It will not run Windows 11. So I went, okay, Dell company, what is the minimum model y'all have that runs Windows 11? You know something? Dell doesn't know, or at least they won't tell you. HP won't tell you. They'll tell you if you look up each individual machine, which ones will run Windows 11 or comes with Windows 11 on it.
Yeah. I put back up on the screen. Whenever you buy a computer, whatever's on it is all that is going to be on it. I've been saying this since 1991. There is no such thing as an upgradable computer. Back then, me and the guy Carl, and I don't remember who came up with it first or the most or refined it. In 90 and 91, maybe a little leak into 92. Being in the computer building, programming, were really some big boom years in desktop PC computing.
Oh, yeah.
One of us or both of us, maybe it was James, the guy that leaned so hard he bent his chair. His chair leaned with him. Database programmer. Used to work at NASA and JPL. Somebody in the rooms came up with the idea. It was probably me. I'll take the credit for it. Mwahaha. But like we always say, well, how much is that in dog years about our little puppy dog noses?
Yeah.
And dog years, the old wives' tale that I heard when I was a kid was 7 to 1.
Yep.
Well,
Which
30
is not quite
plus,
accurate.
yeah. Nothing's accurate. We roundabout things. We wives' tale things. We legends. Well, the myth legend back then that we would try to convince people, especially because you could buy for a few dollars more. It's another Clint Eastwood movie. As opposed to a 286, you could buy a 386 SX. That means it purposely had the floating point unit turned off. And people will say, well, how much is a 386 chip? Or whatever, 400 bucks. You know, the things were expensive a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd say, well, your 386 SX computer is $1,000 more than the 286. So how about if I just buy the 286 and a $400 386 chip? then I'd be saving $600. And we'd laugh. And I'd say, I'm going to tell you about computers. Computer years are like dog years, and they run 10 to 1. Buying last year's computer is like buying a 10-year-old car. It is obsolete when you bought it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and we're long past the big software people working with the hardware people of all types and all kinds. Mainly, allegedly, in a video game, it would be Intel and Microsoft. Helping each other out by obsoleting. See on the screen, you are obsolete. Certain CPUs by number. Why doesn't it work with Windows 11? Because Microsoft told it not to.
Yep.
And why? Because number one, and I just saw someone else give a big long speech about this on the internet the other day. It would be impossible for Microsoft to have to put up with millions of forum boards, message boards, chats, Twitters, texts, phone calls of everybody screaming, this or that's happening in my 17-year-old computer with your Windows 11 on it. Did you read the
I
system
would get that.
requirements on the package?
Yeah, I agree. Especially if you're going from Windows 3. It wasn't even Windows. It was DOS 3.1.
Oh, that was Windows.
Yeah, it was a Windows, but they didn't call it Windows. It was DOS, Windows DOS
Nope.
to 95, because that was the first year they really started doing that. But a
DOS.
Windows 95 machine
Still had
could
DOS under
run.
it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying the Windows 95 was originally geared for people that had true hard drives in their computer, and they just wanted to turn on a system and have it boot straight up. And then you went to Windows 98, and then you had XP. Then
Well,
they
you
came out with
skipped right
Windows.
over Millennium Edition.
No, well, 9 ME came out, and no one was buying it. That's the reason they came out with Windows 2000, because you could run Windows. Was it the server system of 2000 on a 98 computer? And depending on how you built, what your processor was, I had the first one I built from scratch was a Cyrix 486 machine. And it ran Windows 95, 98, 2000, XP. After XP, I started to upgrade. And then ran 7, upgraded again because I managed to get some computer. I got 3 computers off of an auction site for, 4 computers for about $60 because I bought them from a college to our Department of something. DOD, Department of DOB. Anyhow, it's the place where they send all the government equipment to be auctioned off.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran Windows 10. Ran it quite well for a while, long while. And then no one would say why the machine, you're going to have to upgrade your computer in order to run Windows 11. Well, Windows 10's working fine. and now it's starting to have some issues because, yeah, as you well know, not everybody's got right software for older computers. So I started looking, well, how can I upgrade to Windows 11? What is it specifically about the computer that some people have gotten Windows 11 to work on machines just as old as mine? What is it in the computer that will not allow Windows 11 to work? Finally got that answer, which is that security protocol. I was like, well, I can't find it on my computer. And then I happened to read a small little blurb. It said about on your BIOS, if your TS something security is turned off, you need to go into the BIOS and turn it on. Okay. Went into the BIOS and went line by line by line till I found it. Turned it on. Booted up the computer. Crap. It's a 1.2 and you need 2 to run Windows 11. Went back to Dell, typed in what computer I had, and you can't run Windows 11. Why didn't you tell me that in the first place? It is too old. And it runs about almost every game out there. I don't know why I'm getting so aggravated with trying to go to Windows 11.
Able to budget, write a plan, buy a computer with Windows 11 on it. Because you can't. Let's say desktop Linux. And I don't mess with this much anymore. I every now and then will download somebody's ISO's images, industry standards, bootable disk images, and boot up a live Linux CD. And see, will this run on my computer? And most of there's one, Ubuntu. I know how to use that. See, you can use Ubuntu for Discord, Stream, and OBS Studio. And I guarantee you, the right now today version, even though these two might not support Firefox and Chrome, may not support older hardware because they're probably well bought into the buy new hardware, says your software.
Yeah.
But you could, for free, download a perfectly good Windows alternative. Yes, I accept. I accept. And Ubuntu or Ubuntu or however anybody says it on planet Earth, I mean no offense, Ubuntu. UB12. Ha ha ha. I just made that up. It's not a sponsor. I don't endorse them. They don't endorse me. We don't know each other. I have used their products for many moons. Because why? It's free. Look, they say flavors like a proper British gentleman.
Wasn't
But
Linux originally developed to run servers?
sure, but so was
Hold on,
Microsoft Disk operating system.
I gotta take this.
Okay. Mute your microphones. Ah, he did. George knows better because I don't know how to mute mine. Free. It is free. Desktop operating. Download now. See, there it is. Get started. And yes, I did try to interrupt. I did try to correct. I am well aware. Except if it'll drive you to like, subscribe, and comment, then preach on, Brother George. Microsoft's DOS, Disk Operating System, still exists in a roundabout way. If you open up your search and type CMD, you get the command prompt, which is Microsoft's DOS, in a weird kind of way. Because yes, the Windows is the DOS post 98. 95 was more tightly integrated, but you could still go in there and hack up your auto-exec bat in your config.sys file. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially all you tech nerds that you know stuff. Help us with the algorithm. George might have been testing you, because he really knows when ME came out too. And don't call it Windows Me. It's not Ms. DOS. Although today, this day and age, we might call it that. Maybe we should call it Ms. Windows. Yep. Somebody was deeply dug in it. Very envious and jealous of the amazing brains of one Mr. Gates. Because I know what is CPM versus DOS. Was supposed to be the standard operating system of IBM PCs, but Digital Research Incorporated, that's who that is, and when they put out their own for the 8086, that's not a 286, that's a 186, that's a 086. Some of us are old men's. Digital Research, which I believe is who Mr. Gates worked for. Always verify. Did Bill Gates work for DRI? It's also a really good punk. No, he did not. I don't know that this AI overview is making. There is plenty. There's plenty of other long told, and it's probably many books written by Mr. Bill Gates himself and interviews to dissolve those rumors. Anyway, Digital Research put out their version of DOS or DOS number 2. Everybody called it DOS from the beginning. It just means disk operating system. Oh, there, you want to see arguments about it and everybody telling each other crap and you're wrong without any links to reality? What reality happened is that when MS-DOS was out on the shelves next to DR-DOS, everyone would say, what's the difference between Miss DOS and Dr. DOS? Says Google bar. Does it know it? Dr. DOS. Answer. There it says. A type of a doctor and a disk operating system. To this day, says OS News in 2024, I pronounce this as Dr. DOS. It was Digital Research DOS, not Doctor. And some of those people who were very severe, I have been around them, would say Digital Research DOS. They'd correct you every time you said DR or MS. It says Microsoft DOS. Okay, we ran down history lane. Microsoft Windows versions in order. Windows 10. George didn't mention Vista either. I called it Windows Kitty Face. It was so cute. See how glassy it was. Everybody went 3D, shiny, glassy, glossy. Way back around then. Way back around whenever. Look at that. Dear list. The other one that people always said wrong. And it was called, before Windows Vista was called the Forgotten Windows Operating System. So was Windows Millennium Edition, which people would wrongly call Windows Me. There it is. Let's look at the images and look at the box. Can you see why people would say Windows Me? Dear Microsoft, Windows Me. Do you even Windows, bruh? Some of us dealt with that real world. Had it running, and everyone else said, oh, it's bug riddled, it's ruined, it's no good. It was whatever, prettified. I watched a long something or other from Microsoft where a very
Back.
boring project manager talked about, and he was discussing the difference between Windows 98, Windows Me, and what George mentioned earlier, the server and workstation or desktop versions of 2000, which prior to 2000 was called Microsoft's Back Office Suite or something. And God knows, did the project head lead monster of Microsoft that all of us involved in it. I was a value added reseller for them, an academic education reseller, AER. Have been many registered, certified something or others in Microsoft.
I knew someone that was running ME till about 2018 when his computer just finally gave up the ghost, and he took it into a computer repair shop, and they said, well, we can't fix it. We can give you this, this, and this for this much, and you'll have to have Windows 10 on it.
And so, once upon a time, the forgotten Windows was ME, but then Vista came along, and everyone decided that that was the forgotten Windows. I didn't mind it. It was a little too glassy glossy for me, sparkly, made for little girls.
It
Anyway,
seemed
back
like
back in the day, the big long video, probably on a VHS, of the big giant Microsoft guy explaining how much better. This is what he really called it. The desktop landscape and real estate was something, or I don't remember all his nerd corporate giant terminologies, calling this real estate and landscape and all this other stuff. And all of us people that work with computers said, huh? Horsey blows. Windows 98. Oh, you got a start button. And you got some icons and crap and folders on your desktop. And you got your little tray or taskbar or bar at the bottom. Now let's go back and compare it to Millennium. Oh, wow. But if we call this, instead of everything that, see, way back then, guys, world, Earth, they weren't stealing our words away, starting with the new Star Wars. They've been doing this since the 90s. And George Orwell wrote the book a long time before that, 84. This Windows Desktop became the real estate. It became the landscape of the eyes. And all this other garbage. And we weren't allowed to call this menus anymore. Because, it's so different. Oh, look at the clouds. Poofy. The clouds stuck around all the way through Windows XP. You could still have them. But I guess Microsoft got rid of the guy with all that language. And man, it was forever that video with me trying to. I don't remember, and I'm not taking notes, and I don't care. Nobody but that one probably gets paid $10 million a year, which was a lot of money back then. Not anymore. Guy at Microsoft cares about any of that. I felt sorry for the programmers who had to try to interpret what he was saying into something on a screen. Windows Me. And sometime in that era, Microsoft came out with their very fine logo, motto, used it in all their commercials and advertisements of where do you, there it is. Where do you want to go today? I don't know, Microsoft.
The helpful paperclip.
Clippy is the man. Woman. Not gender specific. It's a Clippy. I still miss that little notification sound Clippy would give in the corner of your machine. Hey, Earth, do you remember Clippy? There he is. Where did he go? He is the MCP. Clippy stole all the information. Clippy is Skynet. The next time you see him, he's going to kick your door open and call you Sarah Connor in a video game. Somebody make
By the way of
what? Your audio cut out again. Went by the way of what?
Ask Jeeves. Sort of like a search. Ask Jeeves.
Yep.
Put in a question. In some ways, the internet's gotten dumber.
Notice that when you're in images, it doesn't give you an AI overview. But if you click back here, nope. From ask.com, yahoo.com, none of them sponsors. None of them endorsed or endorsing us. We're just playing. I still have an AOL account.
I never did.
I never did. I never did. See what you did? YouTube.com. You activated me. Oogie 2988. I never did.
I went from Netscape to Yahoo.
Oh, these are long clips. Anyway, I'm leaving it up here. You'll know. Search for it later, George. Boogie 2988. I never did. Can't see anything. Something happened. Nothing happened.
From Netscape, you in marches Google. I guess Google got too big for its britches, and Microsoft went with Bing. Originally, Bing was only good for searching for graphics.
Until Microsoft highly integrated it and purchased it and did whatever. Or developed it. I don't even know. Until there it was. I didn't even know it existed. I had given up on all alternatives. I had fully yielded to the Google bar. Sent the email to Bill. Ready for blast off. We turned on. Trying to stay out of the deep end. We are well out of the deep end because I am a shallow person.
Huh.
And we are all floating down here. Not sponsors. We did aliens for a minute. But it's a dry heat, man. Sling Blade. Once upon a time. Now I'm prEFAPing again. Prefapping. When I first got a hold of Sling Blade on a DVD, I had seen it in the theater. I was a theater going nut. When we had a local theater, I would go there just to try to make sure that they had a few dollars in order to stay open. Many fond memories, long gone, in the big city of Duntropolis.
Dunn doesn't have a movie theater anymore?
Not for 30 years or 20 years or I don't know how many years. A lot of years. Nope.
That means you have to go, what, Fayetteville to watch a movie? Or Durham, or Raleigh, rather?
Fayetteville, Garner, Raleigh. A long time after Dunn lost its, they opened up one in Smithfield, which we've been to a few times, but for whatever reason, we just stopped going back to Smithfield. We'd go to Fayetteville. Fayetteville. Sling Blade. And I looked earlier. You'll notice my auto searches start showing me stuff that I looked up earlier for Sling Blade. It was not helpful. But I know it was based on the DVD version. Because do you even Blu-ray, bruh? Nope, not to this day.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton has a new TV show called Landed, I think it's called.
But besides pretty much every few frames or every frame and everything else, and all the rip 'em off, quote 'em, biscuits and mustards, you reckon stuff, I really like every bit of Sling Blade.
Landman is what it's called. It's not bad so far.
Just the confluences of life, the destinies, the timing. I looked over at Sling Blade playing on I would always, in the computer shop, computers, like if I had 3 or 4 6 foot or longer fold out tables that were the workbenches. And we would jam those bad boys full of computers and workbench them. Sometimes 2 at a time with a KVM switch. So while I was busy facing that direction, my computer on my desk was behind me. So I'd throw a movie in the player and play it. One time, and I have no idea when, I threw Sling Blade in there, and right as I turned around for something, a single frame of that movie caught my eye, and I paused it. And I didn't, this was a long time ago. I didn't have any kind of digital camera set up, but I made a whole lot of ado. Yeah. It's a very popular and meme-ified movie. And the problem is, if you write bridge somewhere close to this, right in this series of frames, wherever that is, the bridge over, see the little dude? I know you don't, George. This is from the film app at Tumblr. Do you even Tumblr, bro? I've been saying, do you whatever, bruh, all day. I'm going to stop now. Forgive me. But this is not the frame. It is danger close to the frame, and it's an utterly meaningless portion. But see, this area of it caught someone else's eye at Tumblr. They screen grabbed it. Him standing on that bridge, and all this greenery, and this greenery, darkery river below the bridge. I don't know why, it just mesmerized me, and I left it up there on that screen for a long time until one of the employees said, you know, that's going to burn into your screen, because screen burning was still a thing 10 million years ago.
I'd tell you one thing. It looks like the bridge that they also used in
Stand by me.
Justified.
Oh. I've seen some of Justified, but not much.
Oh, I love it. It's a modern Western. It's the only way I know to put it.
So someday maybe, and probably not, because there are far better things to do in life with your time. I will get a hold of the Sling Blade movie, play it on the machine, stop it on the frame, make sure it's the exact like frame I like, and then I'll do the old screen capture. Bloop.
Where was Sling Blade filmed?
Don't know. I know who to ask though. Filming locations. Go back to all, not the images. Benton, Saline or Salina County, Arkansas. Hmm. And the one that everybody, their mind and their inner children and their psychology protects them from is everybody makes jokes and remembers all kinds of stuff about Sling Blade. And you start talking about, yeah, but what about that shoebox funeral? Huh? What? It's too deep for most people. Their minds say, nope, ain't having that. Let's not remember it. It's hurtful. Biscuits and mustard. Mm-hmm. Everybody can remember that. French fried taters. I like the way you talk. Good stuff. Bad impersonations. Yeah. Benton, Arkansas. Sling Blade. Oh, I forgot didn't let the screen catch up to you again. Take yourself a screenshot, George. Search it. Make a note. Boogie 2988. I never did. I never did. I would look it up on the EFAPs, but I don't want to go through that. Because a big meme was born while he was ranting and raging. He has rage issues, this Boogie 2988. It's all chemicals, and I don't know, are we allowed to say fatty brain anymore? That used to be a medical terminology. Medical. terminology. Fatty brain. Well, I just call it fat brain. The term fatty brain can refer to the brain's use of fatty acids as building blocks for brain cells, or to a disease that occurs when the arteries of the brain become clogged with plaque. It's like rust in the pipes. It's like rust in the pipes.
Not
Sorry.
exactly.
It was, no, it's a flashback to wife number one. Really great gal. If you're out there in the world, you're a really great gal. We should have never got married, but it was for insurance. Go back and see the other videos.
You
I'm
know where
always gonna
Do you know where Green Valley, California is?
get my name. Anyway,
'Cause that's
heard.
where go ahead.
Oh, that's where what?
I was gonna say 'cause supposedly that's what was represented as Harlan, Kentucky in the filming of Justified.
Justified. It's justified. I do remember for a couple or a few years, all the G word men, peoples, out at the shooting range saying it's justified at the end of every IDPA stage. Especially if they shot the don't shoot targets, the ones with their little hands is up. Say, oh yeah, it's a hit on a non-threat target, and they'd say it's justified. Anyway,
That's a little bit better than what we used to play. Say when we were playing Operation Wolf. It was a video game, and because you're shooting the hostage takers. Every now and then you'd lose some points by clipping a hostage. I and my brother would look at each other and go, "All hostages are dead till proven otherwise," which was literally not so much a quote as it was an operational doctrine used by the Israelis.
and we'll go back to it in a minute because we're tying everything very shallow-ended. That's a very old video game, 1987.
But
It
it
was
was
ported.
fun.
Many of them were. It was ported to many home systems. Okay, finish up one story. Rust in the pipes, rust in the pipes, which came from Boogie 2988. Go look it up. I'm not looking up the EFAP numbers. Go look up EFAP and type Boogie. EFAP Boogie. You don't even need the 2988. Everybody can remember that. And you will find, and I don't remember what he said, something like Twitch or Twix or something. He meant to say twisted or twist his tips of his moves. And he said something like, "Quipped my tipples." So now, if you see people that type in all caps tipples anywhere on the internet, it came from the many people who did dissections and reactions and long form. Content creation and review about. See, they did Boogie, Boogie, Boogie. These are all just the main episodes. They did a whole long. Here's one, only an hour and a half over at the highlights, which is one of the original founders that broke off for a while, took a vacation, then he came back. But it is, look at how much garbage this is. He used to be a famous YouTuber. Now he has fallen. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And now he just mostly has screaming fest, red face, too much glycerides and glycerols and glycerins in his system. Not sugar, you goofy Americans. There ain't no sugar in your Mountain Dew. Go read the label. Dogwood plaques. Tipples. The good gal's grandfather, originally from the Nederlanders, from the Netherlands, by way of Canada, ended up in Florida and had a stroke. One of the nurses stood in that room explaining how cholesterol and plaques and plaque buildup is rust in the pipes, and kept doing a blowing a tromboner, I think is the thing, blowing a trombone gesture with a sort of open hand pointing in and out of his mouth. So it stuck. A meme in my mind was created before there was ever such a word as meme. It was called, oh no, that stuck. And I will always utter it as if I had some form of self-control issue, neurological divergency and diversity. Saturday Night Live. What is that exercise thing called they made fun of on Saturday Night Live? Somebody will know. Type it in my comments. Where the aerobics workout looking ladies with their leg warmers on take that single weight. It might be a real thing. And they shake it. Rust in the pipes.
Oh,
Maybe that was a real thing. Was that a real thing?
yes, it was.
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, George?
Yeah, because I've also seen it on several. Remember seeing the original commercials back in, I think it was the 80s or 90s. It was right up there with the Thigh Master.
Yeah. Rip. Didn't she
And what
die
it was
recently?
who? Oh, the lady for the Thigh Master?
Yes.
Yes.
Somers, not Somers. 2023. A whole year ago. Seems like yesterday. Rip. Miss you. We can always look up your thighs. Very funny on Three's Company with the other guy that was in Sling Blade.
What?
Yeah, John Ritter.
I thought he died before Sling Blade came out.
No, it's just the connected dots. No, John Ritter, long after he was in Sling Blade. And he was on TV with her in Three's Company. Suzanne
Got
Marie.
her off.
Operation Wolf. I was reminded of several things, and we just discussed one of them yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. Sometime we did discuss it live. Oh, there it was. 1970s cowboy arcade game. It's not coming to me. The names of things.
Oh, yeah, that was that one that they showed on Back to the Future, too.
I loved it and loved it and loved it because if you left the machine sitting there idle, it would do like a intro kind of screen. Gunfight, 1975, from Midway, not a sponsor. No, stop, shut up, shut up. Gunfight, 1975. That one. But anyway, the machine would say, in a very much, I can mimic it, and it's I'll blame the game. See, video games ruined America. Yeah, you were right all along. All the people that accused the video games. If you left the machine idle, it would do some, whatever on the screen for a while. What was it called? Gun what?
Hmm?
What was the game called?
Which one?
Gunfight. 1975.
Oh God, there were so many.
If I'm
There was
reading off the screen, is it all right? Tubey Tube, where you I'm getting it
there
up
was
there on the screen.
there was a Chicago one that shot little BBs.
No, this was all joysticks and buttons.
Well, I don't remember one in '75. Sorry,
It
it's
should
all
be up.
joysticks.
It should be up by now on the stream screen.
Yeah, it just says gunfight.
You're not seeing the pictures? Are you seeing pictures now?
Yeah, I'm seeing the pictures.
Okay. The higher levels you would go, the more crap would appear in the middle of the screen. But much like Space Invaders, if either side shot the cactus would break down or disappear. See how there's a little dot in the second down, second from the left. Well, that machine, if you left it idle for a while, would do some stuff on the screen on its own, and you're not supposed to shoot the little wagon. And then all of a sudden, let me see if I can find it. It would show something else on the screen about the little damsel lady
Yeah.
and canned. Somebody actually said it, but they digitized it in the best they could in 1975, so it sounded really funny. Would say, "Don't worry, ma'am. Don't worry, ma'am." And me being 5 or 6, it stuck. I heard it thousands and thousands and thousands of times in my life. Don't worry, ma'am.
75, I was more into pinball as far as arcade games go, and other types of shooters.
That deaf, dumb, blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Okay, so that's one thing that your Operation Wolf reminded me of.
Yeah.
Because it's a shooters game that got converted to the home platforms. Of course, the other one, because of what you said about it, speed quote, read. We discussed it the other day. Has Sandra Bullock and Neo from The Matrix. Or that other guy, Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Shoot the hostage. That's the instruction from Speed. They have movie clips at YouTube. We're not watching it because it might pop up ads or something that I can't control. Because that's what George talked about in Operation Wolf. Don't worry, ma'am. I never did. I never did run Windows ME. That's what we have to yap about. We got aliens. We got Sling Blade. One frame. Reminder to self. Rewatching this video later. And anybody else who happens across this. I had to make a note up at top. I broke my own upload because I forgot. I tried to put a hearty heart less than 3 in my description because I'm a goofy girl like that. You cannot use less than or greater than in OBS in a description or YouTube in a description for a video. It indicates that you're trying to insert HTML markups codes, and that is verboten. Okay, we got through all that. Sling Blade. Type it out. Heart emoji. Van Halen. So now we run across Van Halen. I'll wait. Some of the lyrics say, I wrote her, Sweet Anita, eighth wonder of the world. It really says that in Van Halen's song. Go back and look. They were precogs. The lyrics say, I wrote her a letter. I told her these words that meant a lot to me. And my mind, being its own thing, finished for me because this song says, I never sent it, she wouldn't have heard. And I thought, but I did send it. I comm-miew-ih-ee'd it. To the TV star of all TV stars, the eighth wonder of the world, Sweet Anita. See? But I did comm-miew-ih-ee it. But I did. I never did. Tipballs. But my mind finished for me, but I am afraid. Because in Pink Floyd's Pink Floyd. That was somewhere else. Up above Pink Floyd. In Pale Rider. Pale Rider. Clip that previous out. Editors. 1985. Clint Eastwood movie. Has Jaws
Nice,
in it.
good one.
Yeah, I remember we discussed that. Has the guy that played Jaws.
Yes, and we also talked about the flow dynamics of the pipes getting smaller
Yep.
to do strip mining.
Yep. Without rust in the pipes. Rust in the pipes. Pale Rider. The girl actress in Pale Rider. Pale Rider. IMDb. Not a
I
sponsor.
remember
Just
what else
convenient.
she's been in.
We're going to find out. Name of Megan. Her real name is Sydney Penny. She played the Megan, which was the fine young lady. They killed her dog. She has been in, known for, Pale Rider, The Thornbirds, Pretty Little Liars. I may have seen pieces of some episodes of that way back in the day, 10 years ago.
The
I
Thornbirds
remember
I did see.
I remember nothing about Pretty Little Liars. All my children. What?
I mean, she
93.
went to soap.
What is All My Children?
Soap opera.
Oh, that would be why I don't recognize it and know it. And she played Sarah again in Birdies in 2022. There is some gap between her movie starring, but whatever. Way back in the day, when she was in Pale Rider, main screen turn on. There's also a funny goof in Pale Rider that I should probably look all over IMDb and see if it's mentioned. Where's the goose? Yeah, it's there. When the preacher throws a bucket of water to stop him from lighting the wagon on fire, The steam indicated it's warm water, and the preacher could have gotten it from outside in the cold water. The water also entirely misses the match, which remains lit. Yep, true story.
Apparently, she also
I'm
did a Twilight Zone.
I'm not the only one who saw it. But in context, in era, let's put her up on the screen. Main screen, turn on. There she is. Sydney Penny. She's reading the 23rd Psalm in the movie. She gets to the part that says, I will fear no evil. And she says, but I am afraid. There's your long story around where I said.
That's because she didn't remember the second quote. Though I walk through the valley of death, I shall feel no evil, because I'm the meanest son of a bitch in the valley.
So anyhow, Van Halen said, I never sent it. And my mind said, in her voice, as if she had said, but I am afraid. But I did comm-miew-ih-ee, which goes back to yesterday. Trying to follow the rules. I went to my comm-miew-ih-ee. And I wrote a letter to my sweet Anita and her handlers, moderators, and peoples, requesting permission to review her video or play her video or even look at it. Don't think about those. They go to 11. Spinal Tap. Probably also 1982. This is Spinal Tap. Close. And I have to wonder to myself, being the world's most frustrated inarticulate, even when you know what you want to say and how to say it, and you say it, how do you get them to pay attention? No, you can't. Just scream it into the void. This is Final. Well, that was 1984. Can you tell I'm a product of the 80s? Going off my screen ad. Not a sponsor, not a promoter. Rob Reiner. Is that his name? Meathead? He's not a
Yeah.
sponsor or, yeah, Rob Reiner.
Please don't let him become a sponsor.
Forever Meathead.
Yeah.
You, all you smart people of the internet, go figure it out. Yep.
And he married Shirley of Laverne of Laverne and Shirley for a while.
Maybe I'll just have to clip it into a short.
Oh
Sweet
yeah,
Anita.
now I remember.
Snail, Sweet Anita. And or her people, handlers, moderators. May I have your express written permission to play and react to her/your Sweet Anita, Eighth Wonder of the World banana video? Please?
Our amps go to 11. What's there 10 and 11? It's like 10, but higher.
Don't even look at those. Don't even think about them.
That's Spinal Tap.
Yep. This is Spinal Tap. Smell the glove. I can play all
Technically, it's
those songs on
kind of,
guitar. This is a
which is
fantastic
kind of
movie.
it is. It's a spoof. It's kind of
Hmm.
a Monty Python to hair bands.
In every way. And speaking of Van Halen's All Wait, that whole they were so upset because they went to wherever and they were supposed to be the headliner, but they were listed as the small letter band under the giant lettered puppet show. That really happened to Van Halen at Six Flags Magic Mountain, I think.
The worst interpretation of a concert I went to was a freebie, and it was Def Leppard opening up a Walmart here in Fayette, Rayford Road on Fayetteville. They couldn't take the heat, so they they were supposed to be there for an hour and a half concert. They did barely 4 songs, maybe 5. And if each song was 5 minutes, that's 25 minutes. And then they left because it was too hot. But all their fans had been waiting in the on that asphalt parking lot for hours to watch them.
So here's a guy who worked as a rigger. He's not telling the Van Halen story, or maybe he is. From October of 1977, I saw Night Ranger and Dawkins there. Oh, and Spinal Tap's live jazz exploration right before the puppet show that headline. He's making fun of the movie. Because they're talking about is that Magic Mountain back in 2023 tore down the theater that hosted concerts by Van Halen, Kiss, Motley Crue, In Excess, REM, Weezer, and even Spinal Tap. But the Spinal Tap thing came from a true story because Van Halen was, especially Eddie, was mighty mad. I don't know if it was puppet show or not. It was something utterly meaningless.
Do you remember? Do you remember any of Laverne and Shirley 70s? You had been in school.
Mm. I was a TV hound, so I remember like it was just in my
An
mind and it
offshoot.
went away. You know, some of the theme song stuff.
Yeah, it was an offshoot of
Happy Days.
yeah. But Lenny of Lenny and Squiggy, who were in the Laverne and Shirley, is in Spinal Tap.
Yeah. I've got them up on the screen. Penny something. I remember Penny something. I'm sure the internet's going to tell me just in any second. Penny Marshall, Cindy Williams.
Yeah. Penny Marshall's the one that married Meathead. And he was in Spinal Tap too.
Yeah, he was in it, but I think, I don't remember if he wrote it. I know he directed it. Yeah, he's the one who said, he had a couple really good lines. I don't know if we're allowed to say it on here.
He
The
directed
the
it.
one line review, Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
I
his
won't
best
say it.
job's behind
One line
his
review.
best job's behind the camera, not in front of it.
He did pretty good taking a lot of trash.
From Archie.
Yes. Meathead. Well, maybe it
But
was one sentence review.
I hate to say it, he kind of just played himself.
There it is.
Now, what's funny is he's sort of kind of responsible for Bill Cosby's career because his father was looking for some things. Who was a major talent scout slash director and writer. Um, he saw him on the Tonight Show and told his dad about it, and his dad wound up hiring him for I Spy. A lot of people don't remember that Bill Cosby was originally on I Spy.
Hmm. Did the screen catch up? Are you seeing the one line review of the record?
Yes.
Yeah. Rob Reiner delivered that thing. And I, especially being as dug into computers right before the drummer who survived most of the whole movie, I say all the time, drummer quote. right before he exploded and turned into a globular. The computer magic quote. I say this all the time. Quite exciting, this computer magic. Viv Savage, right before he went poof. Not like a ninja, like a Spinal Tap drummer. Quite exciting,
Yeah,
this computer magic.
we lost Penny Marshall a couple years ago.
She
He was also
was also, and then it went bzz, bzz, and you're not on the bar chart anymore. Hello? 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 Am I all alone? Don't leave me! Did the computer overheat? Blue screen of death?
oh, that's fun.
I heard something.
I said, "Oh, that's funny." The person who was in Spinal Tap, Lenny, also known as Michael McKeon,
Mm-hmm.
was the voice of Grandpa Lou Pickles in the Rugrat shorts.
I've never
Something
seen any of the Rugrats either that I remember.
didn't either, but I know someone it did constantly.
I have
Again,
had to
she's also
suffer. One that I would not suffer is Barney, the purple devil.
say that. Um, in the early
Satan,
2000s,
Satan, Satan.
is it the early 2000s or the late 90s? A friend of mine was asked to put on a Barney suit to do a parade, and I and my younger brother said, "If you do that, you got to give us the head." Why do you want the head? Because we want to mount it like a hunting trophy. Because you wear that, you're going to get shot.
Oh
Might be
man.
only paintballs, but you're going to get shot. I hated that.
Sometime later, yes, I absolutely
Kind
hated it. I was afraid of it, convinced it was. Have you seen? Very few people have seen. Hey, EFAP, watch these things and let me be on your EFAPs and steal your clouts. Because very few people have seen the.
what?
It doesn't make any sense. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 1982. Have you ever seen that? And it's Halloween Roman numeral 3.
No, I didn't watch any of the Halloweens. I'm not into slasher movies.
Oh my god. I mean, oh my dorg.
I saw bits of the Blair Witch Project. People say, "Oh, how scary it is." I went, "No, how stupid to get lost that but easily."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I hate to
Halloween
say,
3 is not a slasher movie. You should watch it. Just
no,
so you then
I'm
know what I
yelling
was
at it.
talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm
That
just
Barney is one of the mind control devices of the children that all get their little heads popped in Halloween 3. God, it's a horrible movie. It has 5.2 out of 10 on the IMDb. Score too high, in my opinion, allegedly. Yeah, I always thought Barney was some kind of weird mind thing,
yeah.
especially for certain type of lured or rhymes with broom, Ed. acts about children.
Yeah.
Hated it. But I did, however. Suffer.
I saw Halloween 1 and I went, he wouldn't survive 5 rounds of 12 gauge discarding sabot hunting slugs.
In a video game.
That's the other one I hate.
Oh, you finally saw it on the screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Teletubby.
Yep, Tubby
I hated the
Tubbies.
name. I just hated the name too.
It,
But it wasn't
especially
written.
the purple one. What is this purple one over here on the right, except Baby Barney or Alien Barney?
Then
Yes,
again,
but
we got to realize that's written for someone from the age of 1 to 3. Anything older than that won't watch it. Not really.
by a matter of the circumstances of life, sometimes require you to suffer such. Not in the terms of a document from 1776. Just this is life. I have
No.
seen several episodes of the Tubby Tubbies because the kids that watched it didn't call it Teletubbies, they called it Tubby Tubbies.
It's like name of it, Dora the Explorer
I have seen
and
much of
Blue's
Dora
Clues.
the Explorer and her Spanish speaking compadre.
That
And
I hate to say it, Dora makes sense either Barney or Teletubby. Paw Patrol.
yep,
That's the problem with being a nice guy and being willing to watch someone's kid.
yeah. Or hang out, or you get invited as an adult to somebody's kid's birthday party. And of course, the kids get brand new DVDs and Blu-rays and VHSs of the Tubby Tubbies, so then they want to watch them at their birthday party. All the kids, yay! And they all sit around screaming and hollering and tubbying. It's all right. I survived it. Builds character,
There was some
I
minister a
guess.
few years back, televangelist, was saying that I think it was the green one, was gay. And I'm like, how can you tell it even has a gender? I think,
If
yeah, the green
only
one.
let me say something racist against the race of people who elevate themselves to the ordained, which means came from above role. First, define ordained. Order or decree, it means we have to go back. Ordinary,
A priest or minister,
to put in
holy
order,
order on.
to orden, to see order. Oh, ordained came from above.
Go French.
The authority to be ordained or appointed to a religious position is considered to come directly from G word, not from any human power. It comes from above. Anybody who thinks that they were called up from above to that level of what you just said, ministry, pastordom, priesterdom, something like that,
Well, my dad always said it was a calling more than an occupation.
Yes. And I agree with the, if you're called outer up, you come outer up. But some of these people, Catholic Church scandal. The biggest one, can't use a word. Imagine there's a asterisk over that. In October 17th, 2024, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles has agreed to pay $880 million to victims of clergy, can't say it, a word, rhymes with fuse, can't say it, in the largest settlement involved. See? There's something wrong with the people upstairs, including all these freak shows that call themselves minister or bishop or whatever, who see um I can't think of a word. YouTube, help me out. Hook a brother up, YouTube, Google. With all your money, you can't hire somebody to write the list and what the alternatives are, even though it does not apply and it doesn't make sense. We'll go back to this, Google. And I'm still going shallow. Anyway,
What was it?
how
Youth
how did that
attractiveness.
how do all these scumbags always come up with tying whatever it is and playing records, vinyl backwards, and video games and cable TVs and still frames between the static and the tubby tubbies have something to do with wieners? Says more about the person saying it than the reality of the rest of it.
Oh yeah.
In
No,
my
it's
humble opinion, allegedly in a video game.
a lot of them, and I'm talking about the evangelists, especially TV evangelists, come from either a family that started off as tent revivalists and then managed to collect enough money to go on the radio, and then from the radio to TV, to where they can fly privately on their church owned super jet around the world to minister to their flock. Yet I'd say 80% of their flock's about to starve to death. They gave all the money to the church in the hope that the person up there on the pulpit would pray them and get them riches.
On page D20 of Module D
That's a jump.
Communications
That's a jump.
at the North Carolina Private Protective Services Board, in reality, this is stupidity. You have to be 3 IQ or less. Number one, to have written this, and number two, to believe in it. But in theory, in concept, like we discussed several times in the past, and I have discussed already or mentioned twice or three times today already. Dear Google Tube, I need a table with what I meant to broadcast and what is correct without brevity. What is the correct phrase for me to use? Please, somebody, anybody, class, tube. The concept is sitting here for free. Hello. Oh my gosh. Does that say Big Chungus? Uh, hi, big CH. Yeah. So what is the word? What is the correct, socially acceptable, approved Google Tube phrase that I could use for things like forcing objects into a something or other that used to be called rhymes with apes or whatever that last word was that we're not allowed to say anymore, or it, whatever, gratification in a grown up way stuff. Yuck. I can't handle this relabeling, this unlabeling. Somebody give me some words. I just need to know the words. Pale Rider. Post it in the community. Thumbnail. All right. Covered all the topics I had on the outline. Where
Well,
do we
big
go from here? What did
Chuck is
Microsoft say 30
people
years ago?
usually just say SA.
Oh, did you find a list? Or did you just
No,
ask in that one in particular?
you asked, someone responded to you in chat.
Oh, cool. Let's get it on the screen. Uh, before I move that over onto the screen, other than it's already going to be in the chat replay, unless you delete it, sir. Do you mind if I put that on the screen so it's recorded forever in the video and you get the correct credit? Yes or no? I will wait. I'll wait. I said that earlier. It's a Van Halen song because I'm still waiting. What do I do about? I don't want to harass the dear eighth wonder of the world.
He
Oh, he said
he
no,
said,
but then
"No,
he said
go
go
ahead."
ahead.
He
Whoop,
he
here it
doesn't
comes.
mean.
And by the time you guys are seeing it, I'm gonna swipe it right back off. Yay! Thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you for the permission. Thank you for the heads up. I probably won't remember later. I'll have to rewatch this video. Essay. There is another. I'm intrigued, not in a creepy way. Maybe a little bit creepy. I'm not creepy at all about the dear eighth wonder of the world, Sweet Anita. I can't remember her name right now because Big Chungus got in the chat, and all I can think of is Mauler and EFAP and company because he calls everything a Big Chungus. Boss characters. And then he did that whole Sneam or something about the Outlaws game. Swoop. That's her name.
You were talking about the
This.
guy, Richard Keel earlier.
I don't know who Richard Keel is. But anyway,
Jaws.
this this colorful haired, sometimes blue and sometimes green, sometimes purple-ish, is a very intriguing to me tuber influencer, 857K subscribers.
Really likes her wigs, doesn't she?
Yes. But she does long videos about sometimes serious things, sometimes, and she makes them really funny on her other channel that I don't remember the name of right now. It was like a phase I went through. I remember the name, because at certain angles at certain times, she doesn't look just like. It's just for certain angles at certain times for a second or two. I think that reminds me of my granddaughter. But she's a very good tuber and says all the things in all the doesn't get herself banned from YouTube. So if you're trying to study it and learn the lingo that you can, even when you're talking about the most serious of things, like the universal A word that you're not allowed to have even thoughts about, those amps go to 11. Or rhymes with whatever and alternatives to everybody today, and it bugs me. They say regarded for the way we used to have a word that replaced that G with a T. And it was in the state book till 2020. Secular state training taught me to say it as a special population. Anyway, swoop. If you're going to try to do stuff on the YouTube, and you don't already have this, there's a certain head start that some people, or furries, or whatever they are, have in our world. Better go study, because I'm sure her and her people are smart enough to know that's a big thing to lose. And they do very good at it. Lessons learned. Wait, what? What? What happened to Blake Lively? I don't fanboy much, and I don't stalk any star on the internet or keep up with them or do all that stuff. I don't read People magazine, and I like the movies. I can't name the stars in them. I don't care. But Blake Lively, that's something different. What happened to her career? How was her career ruined? I don't know. I don't care. I'll go watch The Swoop. Tell it later. Beep. SA. SA. And see, now I'm ruined. I won't be able to say that. Because I'll say, Porque tu nunca me rusa, SA. Because of from whence I came. SA. To be. Or not to be. But in, what does the slang term SA mean? It does not mean that, dude or buddy. But I guess you could take it that. And don't run around if you ain't from there. And oh, look, SA is sustainable fashion, conscious women's wear label that merges ethical practices and sustainable fabrics. Not a sponsor. Never heard of them before. SA the label. To keep it shallow, though it's not shallow, this is a very serious one. Starring Eduardo Jaime Olmos. And I know it from the original book and its original name. You want to know what an essay is? Go watch this right chirp without the ads. Quicker picker upper. No, that's Bounty, not Brawny. Sorry. Sorry, paper towels. The original name is called Soy American. Roll your R. American Mios or something like that. Boy. Soy boy. American. You- Somewhere in it, somewhere in it must contain. Maybe it's spelled different. I don't know. Very serious, very harsh movie. Did I have the
Well,
photo? Did I have the photo decoding why old dudes like me, ancient old guys? I don't even remember if it was this movie. There's another, I don't know what we're Hispanic, Latino, Southern California, Northern Mexico, gangsters movie where the guy pulls his lip up or down and has tattooed in there truly what FTW stands for. So when all the little World of Warcraft kids yell it and say, for the win, I think, giggle, giggle. FTW tattoo lip movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, not the girl with the. Anyway, it's in something. That's the images. Can't see what that says. It doesn't say FTW. Anyway, it's either that one. Oh, not a sponsor. They are a sponsor of IMDb, obviously. Get off the photos. Go back. I'm sure in the more like this. Mi familia. Stand and Deliver was okay. Bad Boys is awesome. And for a while it was free on not YouTube. Other streaming services with ads for movies. Not the later Will Smith one. Sean Penn. Bad Boys. Has the. I was working on it earlier. Let me get back on the screen. I know I mentioned it. Because I wrote myself into a corner about it. Well, maybe it was words I wrote onto a thumbnail image and then I deleted them. From War Games. Maybe Ali Sheedy. Bad Boys is. Stars her. One. She was in War Games. Shall we play a game? Hello, Professor Falcon. Global thermal nuclear warfare? Or tic-tac-toe? Anyway, Bad Boys. Super awesome movie. Super dark. Super serious. Not the one that has the guy with the FTW tattooed on his lips. I don't think it was colors either. Moving on. For the win, the kids say, and I giggle. Yeah, that. Mm. All right, George. You ready?
what?
You got to cover down, man. Tell a tale, but don't tell anything that can be not verified through a Google bar or cost us cred. Don't say something that someone will type up there. Man, I Google search that and you're full of turds. No need to remind you, but I'm just reminding everybody in general because I need to visit the restroom. I shall return. Tell a story, George.
Oh man.
Please.
E.
Just talk about a
Let's
movie you
see.
saw long ago that you like.
Easy. The Omega Man where Charlton Heston. It's actually the second made movie of 3 different movies by 3 different stars based on one book. The first one was done by Vincent Price. Second one was by Charlton Heston, and the third one was Will Smith. Will Smith's version of it called. No. Malone, no. iRobot, yeah, no. Post-Holocaust, wasn't Hancock. No. Dang. Anyhow, all 3 actors did variations of the same story. Charlton Heston's was the Omega. That's the one I prefer. Decade, I and a friend of mine debated over the rifle that he was using with a night scope on it. He was saying it was an M14. I was saying no, it was an M1 carbine. I had to actually purchase the movie and show it to him. See, it's an M1 carbine with a Vietnam era Starlight scope. So they showed it more like infrared. What's that?
I'm still listening. I'm just typing notes, even though I'm back.
Yeah, maybe you remember it. The Will Smith post-Holocaust movie where his sidekick is a German Shepherd.
Absolutely. Something man. Charlton Heston did the original.
Nope, he did not. Vincent
Mm,
Price did the original.
are you sure?
Yes, there's 3 of them: Vincent Price, Charlton Heston, Omega Man, and Will Smith. I'm not seeing it. Supposed to come out with a
I
sequel.
Am Legend.
I Am Legend,
It came out in 2007.
right? And
So what were you saying about it? Or were you
I was
talking
saying
about the original?
my favorite version of the 3, the one with Vincent Price, Charlton Heston, and Will Smith, is the Charlton Heston version.
They're coming out with a sequel or some kind of.
Yes.
I heard earlier on an EFAP. On an EFAP, somebody mentioned, "Oh, did you know they're making a sequel to I Am Legend?" And I scream like Luke Skywalker, one-handed in the chasm. No. So anyway, what were you saying about it?
No, just for years, I and a friend of mine were arguing about. There's a scene where Charlton Heston's in this early 70s get up with the roughly jabot that came and velvet jacket, and he kept saying it was an M14 with night scope, and I would say no, it was an M1 carbine with night scope, and I had to wait till it came out on DVD to win the argument because I bought it, showed it to him, and said, "See, that's an M1 carbine."
Is the third film adaptation, The Last Man on Earth, starred Vincent Price.
It's all
The
based on the same
Omega
book.
Man starred Charlton Heston.
Yes, they're all based on the same book, or they took their storyline from the same book. It's just in Vincent Price's, they're zombies. They're actual just zombies. In Vincent and Charlton Heston, it's a plague that altered their DNA. And Charlton Heston, being a former Army physician with the Department of Disease Control (DDC), figured out it was a bloodborne. So by using his blood, because he was immune to it, he could heal others. And the people were so against the cure that they killed him before he could cure them. And all he did was manage to save the kids that were, gave them enough blood so they could save one person at a time. If I had a choice between watching a Will Smith movie and a Charlton Heston movie, I'd probably pick a Charlton Heston movie, though I do like some of Will Smith's movies. They're fun. They're entertaining.
I really like I Am Legend, and I've got it up on the screen now.
I am is it iRobot?
No. There was big rumors all over the film industry. We didn't have to call them. It wasn't all digital yet. We didn't have to stop using the word film back then. About some kind of either Batman versus Superman or a Super
Yeah,
Batman, something or other. And I have up on the screen, you should be able to be seeing it by now.
yeah.
So that
There
was one
was
of
with
the neat little Easter eggs. Oh, it's a
yeah.
new Easter egg that I really enjoyed.
It's on a comic where
Y-
Batman beats the stuffing out of Superman because he tells Superman, "You only have strength. You don't know how to fight." And he said, "Oh, no one's been able to beat me." He says, "Give me a bit, and I can." And basically makes a suit of kryptonite so that Superman can't punch him, and then kryptonite brass knuckles, and literally pummels Superman to near death because Batman knows how to fight. And when you take Superman's super strength from him, he's just a dude, a pretty boy.
Oh, I still haven't figured out or bothered to figure out. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Earth. But
I
not only
just
am
know
I
I
having
had
trouble
friends
with
that were
this
comic book
garbage,
nerds.
ooh, work out, make muscles, do whatever that says. Microsoft's Edge,
Comic fanatic.
and that too. Become a pro NFL player and make yourself some money.
There's a movie out, if you can find it for free, you might like, called The Beekeeper.
I said earlier something about sorry, I got myself distracted looking at something. At the edge. I've been to the edge. I stood and looked down. Lost a lot of friends there, baby.
Oh, they're also supposed to be doing a Hancock 2.
You talking about the 2024 film Beekeeper?
Yes.
What is it? Waffenfloss. A
Sort of
kind-hearted
like
landlady
a
commits another S word we can't say. Self-unaliving after falling
uh,
victim to a phishing scam, leading former beekeeper operative Adam Clay to set out on a brutal campaign. Is that Denzel?
they
Oh
killed
no.
a woman who was letting him stay at and use her barn, and first person that was ever nice to him and never really asked anything of him. And this computer hacker group stole all the money that she had, and well as money that she was holding for a fund for a teacher's retirement fund. She was kind of planning that, so they stole all that. And I can't remember if they killed her or she committed suicide. And he took that as a personal affront because someone hurt someone he liked. So he started off at the very bottom and worked his way up till he found the person responsible. And it wound up being the son of a senator that was running for or VP that was getting ready to be the next presidential candidate, and basically got through all the Secret Service and served out justice to the young man, and then managed to escape with all the Secret Service, highway patrolmen, or state police, everybody going after him. You know, he didn't get out unhurt, but he got out.
Dilemma.
It's just a fun movie. That's all I know to put it. It's a fun, action-packed movie.
You still talking about beekeepers?
Yes.
Okay. The Beekeeper. IMDb says 6.3 out of 10. I can't rate. I don't know. Is their rating fair, George? 6.3 out of
It's not
10.
one I'm gonna buy. It's not one. Yeah, it's about that. It's not one I'm gonna buy for my collection, but it was a fun watch. It's like Legend. Don't know either, but it
And
was
your
okay
mic's
to watch.
cutting out again. And then there was silence. I'm all alone. I'm
Yeah.
all alone. Yep, that was loud. He said, yeah.
Uh. Um.
All of a
I don't
sudden,
own the
you.
My Legend. I was it, but I liked it. It was okay. But I own the Charlton Heston Omega Man. I have a copy of that one. But then again, I've always been a Charlton Heston fan. He did Mountain Man, uh, World's Greatest Show on Earth, where he plays a circus manager. Three Angry People, Ben-Hur. But the Ben-Hur I have is old. It's on VHS, along with El Cid. Him and Raquel, not Raquel. Well, when Raquel Welch, it was the Italian bombshell.
Arkdale.
Not anyhow.
Good sir, George.
Yes.
Do you want to babysit this thing for probably 30 minutes while I go run an errand for Wiferoo?
I'm I'm barely holding it together myself. I don't know if I could, without planning ahead of time, have 30 minutes worth of dialogue.
Mm,
Be a good place for you to get it so that way you can get yourself something to eat so that you don't have issues because you know once you eat, you're going to go to sleep.
Upon
And I
return,
can figure, I'll probably,
I am legend
so if you want to do your countdown,
character. Hmm. I don't know. I had plans to go much longer than this. Do you have the stream up? How many viewer does it say?
right now, one. Wait,
Which it would be
yeah.
you.
Nope, now it's two.
Oh, 2 views right when we're getting ready to shut this bad boy down.
It says watching.
I heard it says washing and then nothing. All right. Well, I guess we'll have a streamer part 2 sometime later. I must go run errands. The
You take
whammon,
it easy. Drive careful. It's raining and there's nuts out on the road.
and soon there will be one more nut out on the road. I will probably get back on about 5 or 5:30. And
Okay.
somehow I'll have to figure out what to do about, I guess, call it show number, whatever today's show number is, part 2, part deux, part dos, because we talked about dose so much earlier. Let's put it in text up on the screen so it'll be up there.
Y'all have a good one.
I
This
slash
is
we
the bear
shall
signing off.
return around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, U.S. Yes, thanks. Thanks again to Big Chungus. SA instead of the other ones. Everybody go check out Swoop. Check out Sweet Anita. Check them all out. I shall see you this afternoon or evening.